Hey guys, and welcome to the week 3 announcements. Happy day after Father's Day if you are listening to this now or watching this now. This week's announcements will be from this Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. For this week, you guys have 2 assignments due. One is an individual writing response, and the other is a homework response that will require the textbook. So please make sure that you do have the Everything's an Argument textbook so you can read the chapter on evaluations and you can respond to the prompt. As with the previous announcements video, this one's just going to kind of go over some of the background and context for the expectations of this week. So as I stated, there are 2 assignments that are due, which would be the individual writing and the discussion board response. Before I go into that, I do want you to be aware that I've also provided you with information regarding the first major writing assignment, which is the research paper. If you go into the research paper section here on the left and open it up, you will see that the assignment sheet for the first major writing assignment is now available. If you download that and open it up, as I've been saying the last couple weeks, you guys will have the option of either writing an evaluation or an analysis. I've provided the evaluation material for you. It is available under the research paper section. Just like with the analysis folder, there is a folder for evaluation that is filled with PowerPoints, that's filled with essay examples and video examples, all for your points of reference. But returning back to this research paper, just some background on it. The due date, which is probably what you're asking, when is this thing due? I wanted to make sure you guys had adequate time to work on it. The due date is not until 2 weeks from now, so you have until Sunday, July 2nd to complete this. But what you do need to know about it: 1, it is a minimum of 1,500 words, so you want to make sure that you get to 1,500. I don't ever have an issue with my students going over, but please note that an easy way to lose points in my class is to either 1, not reach the minimum for the standards of a particular assignment, or 2, to turn in work late. So keep in mind that each day an assignment is late, it will drop 1 letter grade. So if you happen to get it turned in on the 3rd, the highest grade you can get on the assignment is a B. If it's the 4th, a C, etc. A couple things to note as well. You will need to have a minimum of 4 sources for this particular assignment. If you have questions regarding how to properly cite information, please either email me with a citation question or reference the Purdue OWL MLA section, which I have made available for you under the announcements page here as well. You can also Google Purdue OWL MLA, and it will provide you with information regarding proper citation. Also, the rough draft, you are not required to write a rough draft, but if you would like me to look at a rough draft and provide you with feedback, you can email me anytime between now and Saturday, July 1st. Remember, I do not look at assignments the day they are due, so you want to make sure that 1, you email me prior to the due date, and 2, that you ask specific questions or areas of concern. If you provide me with vague questions, you will receive vague answers. So for instance, I've had students who just emailed me and asked, "What's wrong? What can I fix?" If I get a vague question like that, I'll respond with everything or nothing, and then you'll be kind of left with, well, do I need to fix anything or do I need to start all over? Specific questions tend to focus on organization, structure. Am I presenting a clear evaluative or analytical argument? Are my key points being reinforced? Do I have any issues with my citations, or do I have any issues pertaining to the type of sources that I've used? Those are specific questions. Anything that I can directly look at that you've pointed to and give you some sort of feedback on that removes itself from a sort of broader discussion. So please keep that in mind as well. I will go over the evaluation aspects in the PowerPoint as I did with the analysis. You will have the PowerPoint slides and the PowerPoint videos as well. When it comes to an evaluation, you are entering it through one of the 4 particular channels. Keep that in mind. And then when it comes to analysis, remember we covered the 4 different kinds of analysis that you can utilize when writing your particular essay. There are essay examples available for you under the research paper in both the writing to analyze and the writing to evaluate section. So I would highly recommend checking those out or emailing me early or ahead of time if you have questions. In terms of the other two assignments, they're pretty straightforward. They are both individual assignments. You won't have any group work this week. The first individual assignment is titled Growth versus Proficiency. One of the key points of evaluative discussion, which has come up in this previous presidential campaign, was the debate of growth versus proficiency, which is more effective, which should schools be using. This is the idea that we should be measuring students' aptitude or students' intelligence based on their own particular growth or the effectiveness of how well they can do on a test. There's been much debate about this, so the assignment is going to sort of evaluate your own learning process and take a look at how you've learned the best. Then, the second response which is due is a homework response, which is under the discussion board and which you will now need the book for. So if you do not have the textbook, please make sure that you do have access to your Everything's an Argument textbook because you will be reading chapter 10 and then responding to the prompt on page 219. One thing you should note about that prompt on 219 is that it's going to ask you for 10 different categories. However, I'm only asking that you provide me with 5 categories and a short explanation of each of the criteria you've chosen. Please reference the PowerPoint section regarding criteria if you do not know what I am talking about, or email me if you have questions. Again, this was the sort of background for the Week 3 announcements. As always, you are free to email me if you have subsequent questions or areas of confusion that you need clarification on. However, as stated before, always make sure to email me early as it increases the probability that you will get back to your work on time and you won't let other things pile up or get in your way. Keep on writing, and I hope you guys enjoy your week.